Hello, welcome to Update 3.0 of the How to Code Well YouTube channel 2018. I try and do these things in sort of like a quarterly type of affair. This is extremely late, very, very late for reasons that I will talk about in just a second. This 3 months, there has been an awful lot of changes. One being that we are in new premises, and I was worried that we wouldn't be able to do enough videos because of all of the change, the packing. Just basically, if I thought back to everything that was involved in moving one's possessions, not only just living possessions, but also possessions of a business from one place to another place, then I don't know how we managed it. I'm not sure how we did it, to be honest. And whilst doing that, putting out 3 videos. So the Tuesday we had the tutorials, Wednesday we have Web Developers Working Week, which I'll talk about how that's morphed and changed soon. And then we have the Friday show, which is just a pre-recorded chat that I do that discusses parts of web development and programming that fascinates me, or answer questions from the community and so forth. So doing that consistently whilst moving has been an absolute chore. But I've enjoyed the challenge, and it's kind of like I tested myself. I didn't think I was going to do it. I didn't think I was going to be able to meet the capacity that I wanted, but it proves that it is possible. And there was an awful lot of things to perhaps worry about with the move, and concerns and stresses. I mean, moving house is insane. Anybody who's moved house would know that it isn't just plain sailing all the time. There's ups and downs and stuff. We had problems with dates, just getting dates. So little things like scheduling videos. I didn't know until right at the last minute when we were actually going to be moving. So it was tricky. It was tricky to try and produce these videos. But anyway, whatever. We're here. It's fantastic. It's lovely. We are slowly settling in. Cats are they're exploring. They're far better than they were. Flick is no longer hiding in the duvet. So scaredy cat. But yeah, both cats, Pixel and Flick, they are perfectly fine. The Web Developers Working Week, and whilst we talk, let's just move. Web Developers Working Week. So this was an episode that I tried to do, or I did do, every Wednesday, and that would basically talk about what I get up to as a freelancer. Every week I would talk about what I got up to, and I was doing it in a way that didn't talk too much about, oh, here he is. Hello, Flick. How do you think Web Developers Working Week has gone? Yeah, okay. So anyway, that was basically me talking about what technologies I was using. I wasn't in any way, shape or form talking about the particular clients and what they were getting up to, because, you know, there's things that I as a freelancer have signed which says that I shouldn't be doing such a thing. But I was able to talk about technologies, the challenges that I was facing both as a developer, a coder, as well as a freelancer, which was great. However, during the move, I found that very difficult to keep up with. So what I ended up doing was live streams to sort of like make up the numbers. So I used to do the Web Developers Working Week as a live stream, and I did that for the first sort of 2 or 3 weeks. However, I've kind of fallen into this pattern of just doing it, of just going live every Wednesday. It's worked out fairly well. In fact, it is actually, in some regards, easier to do because there is zero editing involved. I just basically stand there and talk and answer questions. However, you know, you are live. There is that. It is a little daunting, but I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to continue doing Web Developers Working Week as a live thing. And I will be talking, what I'm going to try and attempt to do is talk about a specific topic of web development and programming. And I'm going to try as much as possible to announce that before the Wednesday. It's happening on Wednesday at 17:30, which is 5:30 in England, GMT. However, I can't guarantee that that's always going to be the case. And it's usually an hour long. So Web Developers Working Week, when it was pre-recorded, was only like 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But this is actually moving into an hour. I basically ramble and ramble and ramble, as you probably could tell from this particular video. So that's how Web Developers Working Week has evolved. Another thing that has happened, and if I try and think about how it's happened, I kind of scare myself because I don't actually understand what time I had. I mean, in the last few months we moved, we did all sorts of things, and to build a website. So this is what I'm talking about with the howtocodewell.net website. To build a website whilst moving house, whilst doing 3 videos a week, whilst having clients to look after and deal with and travel to and all sorts of stuff. I just don't know how I managed it, but we did. But somehow we managed it. Somehow we managed to evolve the website in those 3 months. And Flick, I think, wants to talk about that. No, he just wants to lick his paw. So yes, the How to Code Well website was always has always been in existence. However, the last few months has really changed because it now is itself. Well, it's coming into a platform, and basically, I want to be putting as much of my content that I've been doing on YouTube and in various other places on the howtocodewell.net website, including all of my courses. And I appreciate that there's only a few at the moment that I've done that are on the How to Code Well website. And eventually what will happen is the howtocodewell.net website will be the place to go to get the latest videos, the latest courses, and the latest information about how to code well. And I'm really dead excited about that. I think that is really good in this day and age where you've got people who are being let go by various social media outlets. It's very, very useful to have your own platform where you are in control of whatever you put on that platform. Now, I'm not saying for any minute that that I'm going to go into any kind of controversy or anything like that, but heaven forbid. But I think as an ownership of your own content, having a platform that you can call your own home is very, very, very good. Because, for example, YouTube might not be around in, say, 2 years' time, 5 years' time. So what I'm seeing this as is an investment just in case one of those platforms go, because I've coded it in a way that allows me to pick from different platforms. It's not just YouTube. In fact, there is a segment on there at the moment which shows you all the stuff I've got on Instagram as well. So, who knows, right? Who knows what might happen in the future? But having your own platform is, I think, an extremely good move. It's an extremely good chess move, just in case anything does happen. Because I can pull in videos from various different sources. So, we'll see. It will progress, but at extremely slow rate. I am a freelancer. I do have several clients that I need to work with, work for, and just spend time on. So the How to Code Well channel at the moment, and the videos that I do, and the website, and the social media, it's all me, and I do this in my spare time. And spare time is something that I don't necessarily have a lot of, because of this. So yeah, going on to things that I mentioned in the last update, we were talking about health. I mentioned that the health thing wasn't fantastic because I was nearing burnout. And I must say that I was very close to burnout during the move. Like, the thing is, by saying very close to burnout, I never really know when I'm actually burnt out. I just keep burning myself out, right? So I never know when I'm close to burnout and I'm burnt out, as in, yes, I'm closer than I was last week and therefore I must be burnt out. Does that make sense? It's sort of like, when do you acknowledge the fact that you need to stop and just not do anything else and just take time for yourself and just chill out? Basically, I worked all the way through it, and I was using work as a way of coping with the movement of everything, the packing, the moving of things, the organization side. If I could organize the How to Code Well website, and if I could organize the clients, and if I could organize what I was doing in my life, then I found that the organization of this move just kind of had to fit around it, if that made sense. So I kind of didn't allow that to dictate how I was working. I made the work dictate how that was, if that makes sense. I don't know if that was the right way of doing it, but I mean, it kind of worked. It kind of worked. If I was to do this again, right, if I was to move again, then I would probably do something very different. I would probably take some proper time off, and just for the adjustment period of the move, but also just to make sure that I was able to focus on the move and just the move and not anything else. Because I do feel that the videos I did around the move, they felt quite rushed, because I felt like I needed to do it. And I felt like, I mean, there was times where I was up at midnight making sure a video was ready for the next morning, or I was up at like 11:30 at night to push out the video for that one day, because I didn't want it to go into the following day, because then I would lose the schedule. But in actual fact, the schedule is dictated by me, and it's up to me to say, you know what, I'm not actually going to do it. I'm not actually going to do it this time. This week, I'm just going to let a video slip, because, you know, I've got life to deal with. And I think as someone who is driven like I am, that is a difficult thing to do, because it's like, I mean, I've skipped a couple of videos before and I've hated it. I've hated it because it's you're going against what you have said that you would do, and I don't like doing that. But at the same time, I think that you have to do that just to get yourself some sort of sanity back. And I would rather be putting out quality rather than quantity. It was kind of like a factory, right? It was kind of like a factory pushing. I don't think that was wise. So if I was to do this again, I would probably need someone to almost do like a quality control, someone who was able to look at the video content and go, yeah, you know what, it's not as good as it was last week. You skipped on this form of editing, or you just sounded down, you just sounded stressed, and that isn't good when you're trying to teach people how to code. And I think that there was a couple of those videos where I did, and it was just a bit sort of like meh, not my best work. I swear this boy is more of a dog than a cat, because he basically is my shadow. He basically goes wherever I go. He's usually lying down by my feet whilst I'm talking or whilst I'm on a video. He's a great little companion, this cat, aren't you, buddy? Yes, you are. So what's going to happen in the next 3 months of the How to Code Well YouTube channel? What do you think, Flick? He's bored already. So I think the howtocodewell.net website is going to be changing significantly. I would like to get as many of my previous videos on there as possible, and also my courses too, and I need to think about how I'm going to be doing that. I am basically my own client, but that is one thing that will be changing quite a lot, I feel, in the next 3 months. You can watch my previous live streams on there already. And also you can go there whenever I'm live on YouTube and watch the content from that live page. howtocodewell.net. /live. That is already in place. So now I'm going to be building up the actual previous videos and then the courses. I might even have, you know, a members area or whatever, but that is slowly going to come into fruition, and we'll start to see that in the next 3 months. Another thing that I did in the last 3 months is I started creating full courses, what I'm terming as full courses. So my previous courses, the Docker Containers course, the Python for Beginners course, the Linux Bash for Beginners course, the MySQL console course, they were, each of them were, I think they were between, 10 and maybe 20 videos, tutorials. So what I've been doing is I've been creating a single video of all of the content for that course. And I've been putting time-coded links in the descriptions so you can jump to and from the particular tutorials within that course. So it's a single video of the whole course, and this is something that was asked of me on Twitter. So I mean, that is a great thing for me to do, because I'm able to then talk to and listen to the community. And if you've got any other suggestions on that kind of stuff, then I would love to hear it. It does take a little bit of time. There is all sorts of courses that I still need to do, obviously, that I've done before, and I just need to put it into this sort of setup. But I think it's worked out pretty well, because the thing is, with YouTube, they've changed so much in terms of the algorithm. They've changed so much about, you know, just because you're subscribed to me, and if you are, thank you very much, it doesn't mean that you're going to get my content. It doesn't mean that you're going to get the videos whenever I push the videos out. It's up to them. It's up to the algorithm. And therefore, having a full-length course like this means that you can get the full course and not worry about missing tutorials within the course. So in that sense, it's working out quite well as another piece of content that I can give you guys that allows you to follow along with the course, because obviously every tutorial that I push out is on a Tuesday. If they're not pushing the content to you, then you're not going to know whenever the content is there. Obviously, I do push it out to Twitter as well. So if you're not following me on Twitter, then please do, because that is another place where you'll know when new content is available. And talking about subscribers, we are slowly hitting 5,000 subscribers. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed. And if you haven't done so already, please do. So we're now moving into update 4.0. That will come out some point in December, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk about a new course that I'm going to be doing at that time, because we are coming, of course, to the end of the Python course. The AWS S3 course that I have done is available on Skillshare and on Udemy, and there's going to be a few tutorials on that on YouTube, but the rest are going to be in Udemy and Skillshare. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in AWS on the command line, then do check out, I'll put the links in the description below of where you can get those. But thank you ever so much for watching, guys. If you've got any suggestions of future videos, future tutorials, then do let me know. Thanks ever so much. Happy coding, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.